And if ever there was a moment to talk to my guy Maxx Crosby, we are in that moment, Mr. Crosby. Past 36 hours, brother. How has it been?
It's been a lot. You know, there's been a lot going on, but you know, at the end of the day, we're here for one reason, and that's to win. So, you know, you got to have a ton of respect, you know, for Josh and Dave and all them. You know, I got a ton of love for them. You know, they believed in me since day one. And my relationships with them personally were great. But we're on to new things, like AP said. So we got a whole new, you know, vibe, a lot of different energy going on, and it's been incredible, you know, these last 36 hours. So we're looking forward to it. Obviously, it's a short week, but nobody cares. We got to go out and win. And now the margin for error is really thin. So we got to be, you know, at our best.
You talk about the energy, and it's something that, you know, I think everyone in this building can feel, right? There's an energy shift, and we're not here to say whether it's better or worse or whatever it is, right? But it's a different energy. Like,
Yeah.
You guys in that locker room, like, how has it felt for you guys?
You know, anytime there's change like that, it just happens like this. You know, our lives it's always on go. Like, you're worried about the next thing all the time. And so, you know, we're with Coach every single day. We see Dave every single day, then boom, now they're out. So it's like, it happens really fast. So you don't really have time to emotionally like adjust to it. It's just like, boom, I got to show up and I got to, you know, do my job at a high level. So no matter what it is, you know, the energy has been incredible. We've you know, been having fun. You know, at the end of the day, it's a kid's game, and it's taken very seriously. But at the end of the day, if you're not enjoying what you're doing on the day-to-day and the daily basis, you're not going to go out there and put a good product on the field. So that's kind of been our main emphasis.
You know, that's interesting to say, because we were listening to Antonio's presser yesterday, and one thing that stood out to me is when he's talking about how important it is to have fun. He goes like, look, let's be real. He goes,
Yeah.
We're compensated really well to play a kid's game. We have a beautiful stadium. We have a beautiful practice facility. We're in an awesome part of the country. He's like, what are you guys upset about? Like, there's nothing to be upset about. So like,
Yeah.
I wonder from an emotional standpoint, right? Coming off of 2 games that weren't your best, like, does it feel good to kind of have that, like, yeah, man, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, life is good.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of my approach every single day. You know, for me, I put everything I have into this. It's all year round for me, and I love what I do. So, yeah, you know, people could act like we have problems when in reality, I'm able to take care of not only my kids, but my kids' kids and their kids. So it's like, I've been, you know, so blessed just to be able to play this game, and all the teammates that I have in here, like Devontae, all these guys, like, we're so blessed in so many different ways. Obviously, football is our life, is a way of life. So it hurts. We want to win. We're putting everything into just being out there on Sundays. But when you're losing, it's tough. But in the grand scheme of things, like, we're so blessed to be in this position. And honestly, times like this, I think that's where you grow the most, and you figure out who you are as a person. And for me, I'm never going to fall into that trap. And I test myself every single day, because I've been through a lot in my life in general. So that's what I've just been, you know, preaching in the locker room. It's like, you know, we could crawl in the corner, fall into the trap. Oh, you know, we're rebuilding, we're doing this, we're doing that. Or it's like, no, you stand 10 toes. You show up with a, you know, attitude to get better and have that swag, and just go out there and improve. And like, no matter what the score is, you know, how I play, like, I'm not ever stopping, and I'm never gonna, you know, fall into that trap. And I try to push that, you know, throughout the building. AP is doing the same thing.
You know, yeah, I think one thing I always love sitting about with you is I would say, like, make me smarter, right? And so for, you know, we transition now into the AP era, right? Him and Cam kind of rocking, you know, at the head of the ship for the time being. Like, what is the benefit of having a player now in that position as head coach? A guy who's been there, who's won Super Bowls, who's done it at a high level for a really long time, who's been in college, he's done all these things, like, for the Maxx Crosbys, the Devontaes, the Amir Abduls, everyone, right? Like, what is that benefit to have a dude who's walked in your shoes?
Well, I think it's he's got obviously a unique perspective on things. You know, being a player and a coach, he's won as a player, he's won as a coach, so he understands both sides of it. So he can relate to the players at a different level, and that's nothing against any other coaches. There's a lot of great coaches that never played a snap of, you know, football, but you know, AP just has a unique way of getting the room's attention, and he's one of those guys, you know, that unanimously is respected throughout the building. So it's an easy transition for him. He can be a leader in the form of, like, me and him on the sidelines. Like, you could ask him, like, we get into it all the time. Like, it's like a competition. Like, he'll try to get under my skin to piss me off during a game, so he knows how to, you know, flip that trigger. And I'm like, all right, bet. And like, we go back and forth, but that's how our relationship is. And he knows how to relate on both sides. He can be a coach. He can, you know, relate to you as a player. He can relate to you as a man. You know, so he just, I feel like He's the right guy to step in, for this job. So I'm excited for him.
He said he's going to try to match your energy, bro. I don't know
Yeah.
if anyone in this building in the state can match your energy, but I think he's going to give it a heck of a try.
Yeah, no question. We talk about it all the time. I mess with coaches all the time too. Coaches, players, whatever it is. I'm always, staying on people, talking about energy. You need to bring that juice. Y'all can't match my energy. That's just how I am. And AP, if there's anybody that's going to be, trying to do it or at least get close to it, I definitely think it would be him. So, but I like to hold that first team all energy crown no matter what.
And I gotta ask you too, man. We're out there at practice today. First song, right? We go out straight out of Compton. Was that a Maxx Crosby request, or is it my guys in full ops taking care of him?
No, I did not request that, but I feel like it was definitely the right song choice.
We go in. You talked about it going in on a short week, right? There's so many unique aspects to, like we said, the past 36 hours, but going into Sunday, body-wise, not only for you but for the entire collective. Like, what are the kind of the challenges of having all this change, of having all these new variables thrown at us, and like, hey, we got to play a game on Sunday now.
Yeah. Like I said, like in this business, you don't have time to think or time to adjust. You just keep going, and it's whoever does it the best, and how to respond to adversity the best. That's the people who have the most success in this league. So, yeah, for me, there's been a lot. We traveled literally back from Detroit right after the Monday night game, and it was like you didn't fall asleep till like 3:30 a.m. You got to wake up, then you got to lift, and it's like. Then our coach is out the door that same day. So it's like a whirlwind, like this. But you could think about that, feel bad for yourself, or you find a way. And for me, it's like I'm always gonna find a way. And I know everybody else is focused on the main goal. We have a football game to play at the end of the day. I've been through this situation, AJ Cole, Josh Jacobs. We've been through this before. So yeah, there's a lot of talk going around the building. There's a lot of talk in the media and everybody. But at the end of the day, we're showing up, we're playing football, and we're going to go try to win, on Sunday.
One thing I think people, I don't want to say aren't giving enough credit to, but like I think that we forget sometimes, like we're not even halfway through the regular season yet,
no.
Right? So there is a ton of football left. There's a ton of runway for you guys to get where you want to get to. Like, how important is it just for all of us, right, to remember, like, hey, been a weird 36 hours, right? We can call a spade, been a weird day and a half, but hey, we still got a ton. It's not early January, right? Like you guys still have a ton left to accomplish.
Yeah, 100%. We talk about it. We come in April as a full team, months and months and months of training just to get to camp. And then you got 6 weeks of camp, and then you're preparing for these 17 games. So no matter what's going on in the middle of it, you can you can fall into that trap and say, okay, we'll get ready for next year. Like that's just not how a winner thinks, and that's not how I think. That's not how AP. That's not how Devontae thinks. That's not how these guys think. We're here to be our best. Put our best work on display, put it on film, and try our absolute best to win games, and that's what we're trying to do. So, there's 9 games left. I have many goals that I still have that I'm trying to, accomplish, and I want to win, and I want to do all these things. And it's like we're 3-5, but at the end of the day, you've seen crazier things happen. And for me, I show up every single day with the mindset to get better. And I'm looking for that 1% of improvement in every single area. So that's where my mind's at. I think everybody's, closer now, and we just got to keep moving.
Last one before I get you out of here. Obviously not spilling state secrets or anything, but the first team meeting, Antonio talked about it yesterday, just kind of the energy in that room. I mean, like, again, from your perspective, from a team leader perspective, from a guy who's been here, seen a lot of stuff, right? Like, how would you kind of categorize that first team meeting that Antonio led?
I feel like the number one thing I could say about him is that he's just direct. He's blunt about everything. He's going to give you the truth. Sometimes you don't want to hear it, but that's what you'd rather have that than somebody sugarcoat. And, a guy like AP, you got to respect it because, like I said, he's been a player. He's been in our shoes. He's been, on the other side, he's been coaching, and he's seen it all. And a guy like that can step in front of the room and just demand respect, it makes everybody else, be a little bit more dialed in, a little bit more, have a little bit of nervous, and like, okay, like I need to be on point at the same time, but you want to play for somebody like that because he's got your back. So that's what I feel like is the most important thing about that meeting. He just was straight up honest. He said, "There's no secrets in this building. This is everybody's together. We're a team. We're gonna do this together." He goes, he was talking about I'm on a lease. Like I got 10 weeks. To come out here and do it, have this opportunity. I never planned on it. I didn't know this was coming, but like he said, I'm gonna be 100% myself. And he's like, any questions, anything you got, come to me. It's like there's no secrets in this building. So, you know, I feel like it got everybody's attention and got everybody fired up. And, you know, today was a good start on the field. So we're fired up.
Yeah, and we're fired up for Sunday back at Allegiant Stadium. So you guys do your thing. Per usual, it's always such a pleasure to come chat with you. I always appreciate you carving out some time from the busy Maxx Crosby day. Best of luck Sunday, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, brother?
Appreciate it, man.